Namaskar, I am Tilak Devasher and you are watching the Great Game Reloaded. Recent developments have shown that Balochistan, Pakistan's largest and its most resource rich province, is arguably at its most fragile. The reason? On the one hand, Operation Herof, a coordinated campaign launched by the BLA, unfolding across towns, highways, and cities. On the other, a former Chief Minister Akhtar Mengal saying the crisis may have crossed the point of no return. Let's begin with the night of January 31, 2026. Before dawn, explosions were reported across multiple districts. Armed fighters appeared almost simultaneously in Quetta, in Noshki, Gwadar, Turbat, Pasni, Dalbandin, Kalat, Kech, and Mastung. The affected districts together covered a vast swath of Baluchistan's territory. For residents, this felt different. For the state, it was an uncomfortable signal that the conflict was no longer confined to the margins. Now, here's the thing: insurgencies rely on hit and run tactics. Operation Herof broke that pattern. What stood out was strategy, scale, synchronization, and organization. Multiple fronts opening at once, stretching state response and fragmenting command and control. Urban and semi urban targets, not just remote terrain. Layered tactics: breach, engage, withdraw. Real time messaging through videos and statements. Then there were reports of multiple specialized units operating in parallel, suggesting detailed planning and internal coordination. This was not about holding territory permanently, it was about demonstrating reach. In guerrilla warfare, the ability to appear in many places simultaneously, even if briefly, is power. And that power was on display. Another battlefield was digital. Very quickly, BLA linked channels released videos from the ground, statements claiming control, clips showing armed movement through streets, seized or damaged government installations, public gatherings, and interactions. Pakistan's official response followed a familiar pattern: attacks foiled, control restored, external interference alleged, but no proof provided. A critical element in any such situation are the civilians. The uncomfortable truth for the state was the positive public response towards the freedom fighters. Video footage showed locals welcoming freedom fighters, interacting with them, taking selfies, providing food. Equally striking was the participation of women in fighting roles, including suicide attacks reported by multiple outlets and acknowledged by officials as a new and dangerous trend. This signaled broader social penetration, a deliberate, symbolic escalation, an attempt to expand the movement's reach. For the authorities, it raised alarm about radicalization pathways and community impact. Either way, it marked a departure from earlier phases. And then among the targets, three were critical: Quetta, Noshki, and Gwadar. Quetta is the capital of Balochistan, the seat of the provincial government, and the headquarters of the Army's Southern Command. Its penetration sent a chilling message. Noshki sits near Iran and Afghanistan, close to mineral corridors and strategic routes. Temporary destruction here stretches logistics and response times and sends a message to commercial enterprises. And then Gwadar is not just a city, it is a symbol of investment, of ambition, of geopolitics, of the China Pakistan Economic Corridor or CPEC. By targeting Gwadar, Operation Herof sent a message not just to Islamabad but to China. Now let's shift from guns to politics, where a different and powerful warning was being issued. By Akhtar Mengal. He is not a separatist leader, but a former Chief Minister of Balochistan, President of the mainstream Balochistan National Party or BNP, a former member of Pakistan's National Assembly, a man who has tried courts, parliament, and dialogue, and then walked away, saying, "It is beyond our control now." Bengal resigned from parliament, saying his presence had become meaningless in the face of enforced disappearances, lack of accountability, the state's reliance on force over politics, and the state's refusal to listen to the people of Baluchistan. Mengal's most striking statement was, and I quote, "There is not a single inch of Baluchistan left where the government can claim authority." Unquote. He is not saying militants hold every town. He is saying the state has lost a legitimacy. That distinction is crucial because insurgencies do not grow merely through ideology. They grow when the state loses moral authority. Mengal is effectively warning Islamabad, you may still have weapons, but you have lost consent, lost trust, moral authority, and that people are no longer afraid of the coercive power of the state. He does not justify insurgency, he explains why it finds oxygen. He underlined that even mainstream politicians like himself could not move freely. They were confined to protected zones and were seen as irrelevant by their own people. When politics stops delivering outcomes, people are compelled to pick up the gun and violence fills the vacuum. And the most ominous thing he said was that after conversations with national leaders, he felt the crisis may have crossed the point of no return. That is an extraordinary admission from a constitutional politician, a warning that force has reached its limits, that institutions have failed, and that time has run out. Pakistan can choose to dismiss him. It has done so before. Or it can recognize what his words represent, a breakdown between the state and a people who no longer want to be a part of Pakistan. What makes the crisis worse for Pakistan is that it is not local anymore. Balochistan is central to Pakistan's mineral future, critical to regional connectivity, essential for investor confidence, and controls a large chunk of Pakistan's coastline. Disruption and dislocation here would seriously impact the economic future of Pakistan. The last thing investors want to hear is a former chief minister saying the state has lost control. Operation Herof and Mengal's warning are two sides of the same coin, trapping Pakistan between a rock and a hard place. Operation Herof shows the capacity for violence. Akhtar Mengal's words reveal the collapse of consent and of politics. Together, they tell us this, that for the Baloch, the crisis has reached the point of no return. There is no going back. I am Tilak Devasher. Thank you for watching. Do like, share and comment. Namaskar and Jai Hind.